Hey, welcome back. Before we get into today's story, I need to share two quick things with you. First, the trigger warning. This episode discusses accusations of witchcraft, police incompetence, and the lynching of suspects by vigilante groups. None of it is graphic or gratuitous, but if those topics are heavy for you right now, please take care of yourself and skip this one. Second, and this is the awkward part, you're not going to see my face. That's on purpose. I'm shy. I know it's weird in a video world, but I genuinely feel more comfortable letting the story speak for itself. So if you're watching this on YouTube and wondering where I am, I'm here, I promise. I'm just hiding behind my microphone. Now, the disclaimer. Everything you're about to hear is based on a factual BBC News report from January 2009. All sources are cited. I don't repeat rumors as truth. I don't embellish. I tell you exactly what was reported, by whom, and in what context. My goal is credible storytelling, not gossip. And because I want to keep this channel alive and not get sued, I stay strictly within the facts. No speculation, no defamation. Just the news as it was recorded. If you appreciate that, stick around. I'll tell you how you can help me at the end. All right, let's get into it. Imagine you are a police officer. You have a gun, a badge, and the full authority of the state to enforce the law. Now imagine you are handed a suspect, a known car thief, and you lock him in a holding cell. Only one problem. Your suspect is a goat. You heard that right. In 2009, Nigerian police formally arrested, detained, and paraded a goat in front of journalists, accusing it of armed robbery. The goat, according to a vigilante group, was a wanted criminal who had used witchcraft to transform into an animal to escape justice. This is not a fable. This is not a drill. This is a story about belief, systemic failure, and a criminal justice system so broken that a hooved mammal became a headline. Welcome to The Goat That Was Arrested for Armed Robbery. Let's get the facts straight from the BBC's original report, archived at the end of January 2009. It all went down in Kwara State, Nigeria. A local vigilante group, security volunteers who filled the gaps where state police fear to tread, brought a goat to the police station. Their claim? This was a car thief on the run. According to them, the suspect, a known criminal, was a magician, a person who could manipulate reality, and to escape capture, he had transformed his human body into the body of a goat. The police's initial response was telling. A police spokesman in Kwara State confirmed to the media that the armed robbery suspect was being held in custody until investigations were concluded. But here's where the story gets sticky. Another police spokesman, a national figure named Emmanuel Ojikwu, told the BBC a completely different story. He said the goat was simply being held in case its owner claimed it, implying they were just holding property, not a perpetrator. So which was it? A shape-shifting criminal or a lost animal? The confusion wasn't an accident. It was a symptom of a much deeper problem.
To understand how a goat ends up in a cell, you have to understand the cultural and social landscape. The BBC report explicitly notes that many Nigerians believe that magicians can turn themselves into goats. This isn't a fringe belief in some rural corner. It's a widely held worldview that intersects with traditional religion and folk practices. Now, add a law enforcement system that the BBC's correspondent, Andrew Walker, described as relying on ill-educated and badly prepared vigilante squads to patrol at night because the police won't. When the police are absent, the community defends itself. And when that community operates on a belief system that includes literal shape-shifting, their justice logic is bound to clash with the law. This is where things get problematic for the police.
The National Police spokesman, Emmanuel Ojukwu, tried to distance the force from the embarrassment. He told the BBC that the vigilante group arrested the goat and brought it in. The police didn't do the arresting. He even made the painfully obvious statement, but of course, goats can't commit crime. Yet the local police had paraded the goat in front of journalists before that denial. The Vanguard newspaper even published a photo of the event. This contradiction, one branch of the force parading an animal, another branch denying they had anything to do with it, wasn't just a mix-up. It was a glaring sign of a fractured, unprofessional institution. The report puts it bluntly. This wasn't just about a goat. It was a display of incompetence.
Now, I want to pause and honor the trigger warning I gave at the start. We are laughing at a goat, but the subtext is tragic. Innocent Chukura of the Clean Foundation, a justice reform group, gave a stark interview to the BBC. He stated that many Nigerian police officers were poorly educated, with some not even having a secondary school education. Worse, he claimed that political leaders had historically allowed the police force to be infiltrated by incompetent and even criminal officers. Why? Because a corrupt officer is easy to buy. They become tools for political protection rather than public safety. And here's the fatal consequence. The report notes that the police have been unable to stop vigilante squads from lynching suspects before they can be investigated. Let that sink in. In the absence of credible police work, mobs kill people. They don't always bring a goat to the station. Sometimes they bring a human being with no chance of a fair trial. The absurdity of the goat arrests hides the reality that in the same system, innocent people are being killed because the authorities are seen as either unwilling or unable to do their jobs.
So, what happened to the goat? The BBC report doesn't say it was charged, tried, or sentenced. It was a spectacle, a symbol of a system where the line between fact and folklore is dangerously thin. But this story is more than just a weird news footnote. It's a case study in what happens when police officers lose their credibility. When a community sees the police as too scared or too lazy to patrol, they take the law into their own hands. When the police are so starved of basic training that a goat becomes an armed robbery suspect, we see the decay of institutional trust. In the end, the goat was probably released, but the problems exposed by its brief stay in a holding cell are still with us. The goat wasn't the joke. The joke, and the tragedy, is that a system designed to protect the innocent couldn't tell the difference between a man and a mammal. Thank you for listening. Join us next time as we uncover more stories where the truth is stranger than fiction and the consequences are all too real.
Okay, real talk for a second. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Right now, I'm at 8. 8 amazing people, and hopefully you'll be number 9. So if you enjoyed this, please hit that subscribe button. It would genuinely mean the world to me. Like this video too. It helps me know what you actually want to see more of. And drop a comment. Tell me what you're into, because I want to do a bit of everything. Reaction videos, gaming, maybe even some music content down the line. I'm still figuring it out, and I want to build this with you. Also, follow me on TikTok. It really helps me out over there too. And finally, share this with someone. No explanation. Just send it. Let them sit there wondering if a goat actually got arrested for armed robbery. Watching them question their friendship, that's the real content.